Nhưng mà bữa nay xin phép cho nói tiếng Anh trước. Tại vì không mình mất họ không biết mình nói cái gì, trong khi đó họ hiểu mình nói, xong mình nói tiếng Việt được. Quý vị có thấy như vậy có được không? Yeah. I was saying, usually I speak in Vietnamese first, but today I would prefer to speak in English first because my fear is I will lose you. Instead, if I speak in English, at least you know what I'm talking about, and then you know that version will be in Vietnamese. Yeah. So, thank you, Emily, for doing this project. And for inviting me to speak a little bit about the work that the Vietnamese Women Association in Queensland do. And looking around at all the photo and the story, they really resonate with me because the story I've heard from our women are not far from, they're different, all of them are different, but they're not far. In talking about domestic and family violence, I also want to acknowledge there's men who are also victims, even though they are the minority, but I do not want not to acknowledge them. The Vietnamese Women Association has been established for over 30 years. It's gone up and down because it's a non-profit organization. It relies on funding. We do not have any funding at this point in time. We do this work from our own heart, wanting to help women and wanting to contribute that to the community. So I just want to say that the government has put in quite a lot of funding into domestic and family violence. However, it doesn't tailor to our community. So I am aware of a lot of services out there, and a lot of the time we work with other services who specialize in domestic and family violence. Our women that we support are refugee women who's been here for a long time. We're nearly 50 years in Australia as refugees. We also support women who came here as on visa partner. They both have their complexity. I probably just illustrate a couple of cases, not mentioning any detail, any name and things like that. One woman, and I say domestic and family violence is quite prevalent in our community. I don't think, yeah. So one lady who's been here for quite a long time, she probably came to us. She's experienced domestic and family violence for 30 or 40 years. And she just keep considering. You were mentioning about the voice of the women. It's their choice of when they speak. So she was considering, and she's thinking, just wait until the children are graduate. They are from an educated family, and she tried to leave a number of times, but more or less returning, and that's quite normal. You don't just cut the tie and leave straight away. That's quite normal. And so how she left is she just put items into her car each per day when she's got a bit of time, and then she left. And the fear followed her. The fear is what? Not only the grief and loss and separation, but the fear as well. So, because she knows if he found her, he will kill her. That's her word. And the other fear, when I mentioned about fear, the other fear is a number of women, even permanent residents or non-permanent residents on a partner visa, when they come to us, most of the time they've been through a number of services, and when they come through a number of services and been not believed, one of the fear when they came to see us is they are fearful that we don't believe their story. And I want to say I believe you. From what the story you tell me, I believe you. So that reinforcement and that support is really important to them because they could see that someone's really believing them and supporting them. In some cases, I sit there and listen to their story, and because they do not have financial, and this is a permanent one, not a permanent partner resident visa, and they do not have the money to apply for protection order because it's just too expensive. So I listen to their story, help to type it up, and took her to the police station. And she said to me, could you please come with me to the court? I said, oh, okay, yeah. So that story like that with partner visa a lot more complex because the visa is used as a threat. If you leave me, I will cancel the application and you're not going to be here. Financial controlling also things, but partner visa, they do not have access to send the link initially anyway if they can prove their case. They do not have access to legal service, and that's really hard. We have, in our association, we have a lawyer who's our legal advice. So in cases like that, I tend to email her and seek some advice from her. So I tend to seek pro bono as far as I could. Yeah. And after helping to, because I'm talking from the work we do as on a voluntary basis. So when they gone through all those steps, like have domestic protection order and things like that, we tend to support them as much as we could. And if we have, because we organize activity for the public event, for the community anyway, they are welcome to come. And once they feel they're comfortable, because confidentiality is a really key issue, because we are such a close-knit community. And then they come to our event, they feel more comfortable, more safer too, because the more people know about it, not about them, about the issue, the more safer they feel. So we've done this work for a long time, so I don't know what that's in the nutshell. If you have any question, you can ask me, but that's in a nutshell. Yeah. Chúng tôi xin nói bằng tiếng Việt cho với quý vị là Hội Phụ Nữ. Vấn đề mà bạo hành trong gia đình là ưu tư của Hội Phụ Nữ.